Hello everyone, my name is Ernesto Gutierrez-miravete and I'm a professor at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute here in Hartford, Connecticut. I am also a volunteer docent at the Wadsworth Atheneum Museum of Art. Lindsay Fifey reached out to me and asked me to share with you some of my experiences when coming to the U.S. from Mexico in 1980 to pursue graduate study at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I was a reasonably good student, and in studying engineering, I had to read many textbooks in English. And therefore, when it came time to do some testing and apply for scholarships, I was in a good position and received all the support in order to come and study here in the U.S. I was very fortunate. So I arrived in the U.S. in Boston in 1980. And I immediately started classes, and I discovered that the classroom experience was fairly accessible to me. So I was a good student, and then it was not difficult to begin to navigate swiftly in the environment, in the academic environment. However, my experience in the real world outside the street, dealing with ordinary people in everyday life, was quite different. I remember one day that I needed to take a bus to go somewhere, and I asked the driver for directions. I asked a simple question to the driver. The driver couldn't understand a word of what I was saying, and I couldn't understand what the driver was saying back to me. I became very shocked and scared. Then, in the next few days, I discovered that whenever I went to a store to buy some groceries, or I needed to interact with some of the laundromat or wherever, I discovered that many people couldn't understand what I was saying when I spoke to them in English, or tried to speak in English. And at the same time, I couldn't understand what many people were telling me. It's well known that the Bostonians have funny accents, but separate from that, I really had a difficult time being able to communicate in both directions. People couldn't understand what I was saying, and I couldn't understand what they were saying to me. This was quite shocking and traumatic. Therefore, I applaud the initiative the museum has to reach out and the self-awareness of recognizing that communication is vital in order to allow people to enjoy art. So with that, I wholeheartedly support any efforts that the Wadsworth is undertaking to improve the ways in which people can communicate across cultures and in such a way that people can better enjoy the experience of the art museum.